Hey guys, it's Erica here from Big Cat Creative, and today I'm going to show you how to create your own link in bio page in Squarespace. Now, firstly, I'm going to say that I only recommend doing this if your website is already on Squarespace. I don't want you going and purchasing a Squarespace plan just to create this Instagram links page, because that would be pointless and totally a waste of your time. If your website is hosted somewhere else like WordPress or another website platform, I recommend using that instead. But this tutorial is just for Squarespace, so it's not going to be very useful if you're using a different platform. I love having my links page hosted on my website for a few different reasons. It generally looks better. It's more on brand, in my opinion, because it's your website. You can customize it any way you want to. It means that you have the actual URL of your website displayed in your Instagram bio instead of something like linktree.com or linkinbio.com or whatever it is. So this really helps with brand recognition and people knowing what your website is. I also think it's just better having people clicking directly into your site. There's no middleman, less can go wrong, you get more clicks to your actual website. It's just better overall. So let's get started. Okay, so this is super easy to do. I'm currently looking at a Squarespace 7.0 site, but if you are using Squarespace 7.1, everything should pretty much work exactly the same. But if there are any differences, I have a 7.1 site open as well. So let's get started. The first thing you need to do is come into your Pages panel, and we're gonna scroll down to the Not Linked section on your website, and we're gonna add a new page. This is essentially going to be our Instagram links page. Click the plus icon, and I would just add a blank page. And then you can call this whatever you want. I would probably just call it Instagram links page so you know exactly what it is. And it's just going to open up a blank page. There's a couple of things to do before we start actually editing the page. Let's open up the page settings by clicking on this little cog icon here. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the URL slug. So the URL slug is what people are actually going to see on your Instagram bio. So if I head over to our Instagram profile here, you'll see that my link says begcatcreative.com/learn-more. So this is the URL that I'm talking about, and this part is the slug. You can change this to whatever you want. It could be click here, it could be Instagram links. Mine's just learn more. You can make your own decision about this, just put in whatever you like. I'm gonna put in click dash here. So you can see in the navigation it's called Instagram links page, and the URL slug is click here. And this is what people are actually going to see on your Instagram. Then the second thing I'm going to do, which is sort of optional, is head over to the SEO tab. I'm going to scroll down and click hide page from search results. So basically this means it's going to hide this page from search engines like Google, which essentially means that people aren't going to stumble across this page via a search engine. The only way they're really ever going to get to this page is by clicking on your link in your bio. Now you can leave this on if you want. I just can't really imagine why you would want it on, and I would prefer to have mine off, because if someone lands on this page via Google or another search engine, it's going to be a little bit out of context and they probably won't really understand what they've landed on, because it's just going to be a page with random links on it. But of course, for the people coming to this link via Instagram, the page is going to be totally in context and make total sense. I'm choosing to turn mine off for SEO, so hiding my page from my search results. And those are just the two things that we needed to do in the settings. Once you've updated your settings, click Save. And this is basically your page. You can do whatever you want to it. Firstly, the good thing about Squarespace is that it automatically optimizes everything for mobile. Obviously, if we're doing an Instagram links page, 99% of people are going to be visiting this page from mobile, so it's really important that it looks good on mobile. And because I personally have hidden mine from search results, I really doubt that anyone that isn't coming from Instagram is going to find this page. I'm much more conscious about making this look good on mobile than it does on desktop. I'm sure it will still look good on both, but we need to come at it from a mobile point of view rather than from a desktop point of view. If you're using Squarespace 7.0, to look at the mobile site, you can click on this little icon in the top center and then click the mobile icon. So you can instantly see what your site looks like on mobile. As soon as you go back to edit it though, it will just open up in desktop. So you kind of have to design it on desktop and then just go back and forth and check what it looks like on mobile. In Squarespace 7.1, the mobile preview button is in the top right, and you can actually edit directly on the mobile site, though it is a little bit small and sometimes a little bit finicky. You can do the same thing as 7.0 and edit it in desktop view and just keep going back and forth and making sure it looks okay in mobile. But it's important to know where both of those views are so you can go back and forth and look at them. Between Squarespace 7.0 and 7.1, you do have a few different styling options. Squarespace 7.0 has a ton of different templates that have a ton of different functions. So covering all of those mobile styling options in this video is pretty much impossible. But if you do want to check out which styling options you have, head into your design panel and go into site styles. And then scroll down and find anything under mobile. So I'm currently using the Brine template for this example, and there is quite a few options when it comes to mobile. So you'll be able to edit the header and your logo and the icon and just a few little mobile tweaks. If you find that you don't have anything under mobile in your Squarespace 7.0 template, then that probably means that your template doesn't have the ability to edit anything on mobile, because there are some templates that don't have extra tweaks for mobile if you're using Squarespace 7.0. If you're using Squarespace 7.1, there isn't any really extra tweaks you can do except for to the header specifically. You would find those when you click Edit Site Header, and then up here you can choose between desktop and mobile. So you can edit some of your header settings here in the mobile menu. Aside from that, in Squarespace 7.1, there isn't much else you can edit for specifically mobile. But luckily, Squarespace is awesome, and anything you put on the desktop, it will automatically adapt it for mobile anyway. So creating a simple links page for mobile becomes very easy. So you can really just use your creative freedom here. I recommend adding your Instagram handle, maybe a profile image, and obviously the main course, which is the links. So I'm just going to ignore the fact that my header menu is really ugly at the moment. This is just a test site that I'm playing with, and it's especially ugly on mobile. So please just imagine that I've put in some nice settings for that. And I'm going to edit the bulk of my page. In 7.0, we're going to just click Edit on Page Content. And in Squarespace 7.1, you can just click Edit in the top left, and then click Add Section to add a section. And you can just start with a blank section. So we're looking at pretty much similar things on both of these sites now, which are just blank canvases. Like I said, you have complete creative freedom. You can use any of the Squarespace blocks, images. You could really think outside of the box with this and do something way more exciting than just a list of buttons, which is pretty much what I'm just going to show you how to do today. Remember that you can use all of the different types of blocks. Yeah, just think outside the box and get creative. What I would probably do if we're creating something really simple and basic is I'd probably first just pop in my Instagram handle so that people remember whose link in bio they're actually on. You could also just write your business name, your business website address. But for this example, I'm just going for like the basic link tree look, which is the handle and then a list of buttons. Then directly underneath the text block, click the plus and you can add a button block. And I'm sure you can see where I'm going with this, but we can just do a list of buttons that links to the specific things we want our Instagram links page to link to. We could link to a recent blog post. And to add links, you probably already know how to do this because you're already using Squarespace, but click on the cog, and if you want to link to a page, you can find your pages here. If you want to link to a web address, a specific file, which is quite cool if you want to give away a freebie to your Instagram followers, your email, or your phone number. So I'm just going to add the blog here, and I'm just going to add a few more buttons. That, of course, is the bare minimum of what you could do on a links page. I highly recommend adding an image, maybe some color. You can customize your buttons using your style settings or even using some custom CSS. And if you really wanted to customize your buttons and you're not sure how to use CSS, you could create custom buttons in something like Canva, completely custom. And you can upload those as images, and you can link images. And you can link those images away to different links. Basically anything you can link or add to Squarespace can be added to your links page. So again, I highly encourage you to get very creative with this. You could add your social links block at the bottom if you don't already have one in your footer, or if you're planning to hide your footer from your page. Let's just say this is my completed links page. Extremely boring, I know. Even our live links page is relatively boring. I just have these custom buttons that I made using some custom CSS and our handle. If I move it down to mobile size, this is what it looks like. So it's cute, but very simple. So you don't have to go too crazy. You can have something really nice and custom, but quite simple to make. So once you're all finished, make sure to click save and test it out in mobile view. So I'm going to click on my mobile view to have a look to see what it looks like. And obviously it's very boring, but it looks good. It all fits. It's very clear as to what the links are. It pretty much just looks like a basic link tree page. Let's just ignore the fact that my header looks crazy and terrible, and my footer doesn't look that good either. But for the main part of this page, it looks readable and it all fits and it's very clear. The next thing you need to consider is if you want to hide your header and footer. Obviously, when you use something like Linktree or Link in Bio or any of those softwares, all you get is the links you add, and obviously your footer and header menu aren't actually in the page. This is totally personal preference. I believe we have ours still there. So that encourages people to have the options of the links, but also they can just navigate directly through our website right there if they want to. If you are trying to promote something specifically and you actually don't want people to get distracted and find other things on your site, then I recommend hiding your header and footer just on mobile only. And of course, just on the specific page, because you don't want to accidentally hide your header and footer on your entire mobile site. That does need to be done by using custom code, and the custom code depends on which template you're using and which version of Squarespace you're using. Over in the blog post for this tutorial, which you'll find linked underneath this YouTube video, is I've added a code to remove the header and footer on the Brine template, and a code to remove the header and footer on Squarespace 7.1. So if you're using any other template on Squarespace 7.0, you might just need to have a quick Google to see if you can find the code to remove the header and footer if that's what you want to do. Or you could even post in the Squarespace forum, and I'm sure someone would help you out there. If you are using Brine 7.0 or Squarespace 7.1, head to that link under this video to the blog post on my website where I have those copy and paste codes for you if you want to hide your header and footer on your specific Instagram links page. Once you've done that, the next thing you need to do, of course, is to add the link to your bio. This is really easy and we've already set up the link, so head back to your Pages panel, come down to your Instagram links page and click on the settings icon to find your URL slug. So this is your URL slug, and your URL is your domain name. I don't have one for this particular site, but again, I'll show you the example here on our Instagram, which is bigcatcreative.com. That's our domain. And then the slug is /learn-more. if this was on our site, this would be bigcatcreative.com/click-here. So then all you need to do is log into your Instagram either on desktop or on mobile, click edit profile, and enter in your link right here. Make sure to hit submit at the bottom. And that's it. Now your link will be saved in your profile for everyone to click on. And when they do click on it, it'll open up directly on your website instead of some external app or program or software. This is just such a simple and straightforward solution to having so many different programs in your business. I love being able to get rid of different softwares when I can and consolidate everything onto my website. I hope you do too. If you need some more tips, make sure to check out the full written post as I have those codes in there and maybe some other things that might be helpful to you while you're building out your links page. And when you finish your links page, I would love to see what you did, so feel free to send it to me on Instagram so I can check it out. And that is it. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below, and thanks for watching.